Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You join us for this 10-over match between the Super Kings and the Mumbai Triumph. I'm Mike Atherton, and alongside me today is Mel Jones, Ali Mitchell, Ian.
Well, the captain must think there's a little bit of life to squeeze out of this pitch. Personally, I'd have been getting the pads on rather than fielding.
The umpire signals that we're ready to go. First ball of the innings about to be bowled.
Yep.
There'll be one run here for them.
The Indians get started with one. I'm extremely excited to see how this match progresses. Two sides that are really aggressive.
Yep.
Well placed, should get a single.
That gets things going. Just nice to get settled, start to get your first runs.
Waiting.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Wait there.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Drives and misses everything.
Nice bowling.
Beautiful slower delivery. Just hitting air on that one. That was just too good.
End of the over, 3 off it. The Indians are 3 for none. A new bowler is coming into the attack.
Yep.
They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
Tucked it nicely into the gap. Pick up a single, rotate the strike.
Yep.
Absolutely nailed it.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
Yep.
They'll get at least 1.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Beaten on the drive.
Nice.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap.
Wait there.
Straight to the fielder.
just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the third dot.
End of the over, 6 runs coming from it. The Indians are 9 for none.
Yep. Bowlers!
Onto the front foot and punched it nicely. Would have hoped to find the rope.
Yep.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
Crunch on the front foot and bang. Gone all the way.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
Good footwork behind the stumps, taking it cleanly. No interest, though, from the batter.
Yep.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
In the end, a very simple shot. Lets the ball come onto the bat and cut it away for 4.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come.
Just missed the line. Not the worst delivery, but that was dispatched with interest. Everyone just watched that in awe.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball, and it'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
Bit of shape on the way through. Sharma happy just to watch it go by.
Yep.
Massive edge. Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
Wait on.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
It was a nice looking shot, full and in the slot, just couldn't find the gap.
20 runs added there. The Indians are 29 for none.
Yep, yep.
Onto the front foot. Super shot. Should be 4.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come.
Yep.
Great shot, at least one on offer.
Waiting.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
A little late on that, no run scored.
Confident appeal, could it be? The keeper seems convinced this is out. Could be worthwhile sending it to the third umpire.
Nothing picked up from the bat. This could spell trouble. How close is that? Could be the wicket. Well, the margin in this game can be so fine. Not hitting a thing ends up wasting a review.
Not the best decision to review that. The umpire has got it spot on. Finds the edge. Oh, that is a great catch.
A trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
And with that wicket, the new batter will mark their guard. They just need to rotate the strike early on as they get settled.
Yep.
Nice shot, runs possible.
Immediately underway with some runs.
That's the over. The Indians are 35 for 1. The right-arm medium bowler is coming on to bowl from the south end.
Yep.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs. Pick that well, and that's on its way to the boundary.
It was just a little bit too full, and it was beautifully timed.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket.
You can understand why on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
Did well just to get it down towards third for some runs.
Yep.
Massive edge, misses everyone, and that's racing away. A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate?
Yep. Wait there.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Sharma shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
End of the over. A good one in terms of keeping the batters quiet. Just needed to take a wicket to make it an excellent one. Going with spin now.
yep. Yep.
Very sweet off the bat, and 4 all the way.
A fantastic shot. Gets forward, head over the ball, and smashes that one away.
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder? Thick edge. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. You've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Yep.
Huge edge. Let's see if they can get the ball up into the slot like before. So crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure.
Yep.
Struck it nicely. Could go to the boundary.
No point running for that one. That was 4 off the bat. Beautiful shot off the front foot.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. Big edge. End of the over, 10 off it. The Indians are 57 for 1. Ali, the right armour, is coming into the attack from the south end. Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
That was a massive shot, middled, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake.
Yep, yep.
Nicely played.
Well, that was just textbook. Finds the space and power to lift that ball over the top, and it just keeps going.
Wonderful batting at the moment. Back-to-back boundaries, putting the pressure on the bowler to respond.
Yep. Yes, keeper, keeper.
Just a little bit wide, well picked up. And let the ball do all the work, really, just to nudge it down towards third.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
You can see how good this pitch can be for batting. You want the player coming forward, but it's a tight margin. Only a touch full and put away.
Yep, yep.
Immaculate timing there.
Bowler.
If that had been thrown to the other end, I think you'd be looking at another wicket for sure.
Yep.
Nice bowling.
Really playing all their shots that over, really expensive.
Yep.
That has gone very, very high. Might be safe.
Avoided the fielders, 1 bounce and 4. Fantastic shot.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on.
Yep.
Doesn't want to bowl it there. Overpitched and helped to the boundary.
A really good 50 partnership. These two are looking strong. And it's going to take something special to break it up.
Two boundaries in a row. Time to just focus on line and length again.
Yep, yep.
Really good shot there.
Really, really good running from these two batters. Played it safe though. Stick with 3.
Sprayed that very wide. Hits the boundary rope. The keeper had no chance there.
Catch it.
That's an unbelievable shot into the crowd.
Well, it's a case of blink and you miss it with this innings. 50 brought up, and what a devastating passage of play it's been. That is an amazing half-century, just mammoth stroke making. Such an impressive stint at the crease so far.
Catch it.
Middle that one. Great timing.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
It's been a great over so far. 2 boundaries from it. Runs coming very easily.
A bit of shape on the ball as they let it go through. Tailed just a little at the end as it went through to the keeper.
Wait.
Couldn't get it through the field.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
End of the over. 25 off it. The Indians are 102 for 1. Ali from the south end.
Yep, yep.
Good return there, back from the deep.
A couple on offer here.
Yep.
They'll get at least 1. Out!
Yeah!
Caught!
They've looked threatening but can't go on with the job. They'll be annoyed with themselves having gotten out after a start.
Lots of pressure coming into bat. We'll have to wait, though, to face their first ball.
Well, that could have ended horribly, but very good, fast running between the stumps gets them home.
Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge the previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting.
Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single. There'll be one run here for them.
Green gets off the mark.
Yep.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That's just a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot. Right off the middle of the bat.
Whatever the bowlers are trying out there, it isn't working. Already past 70, and this innings could get out of hand with more deliveries like that.
Final over in this innings. We've seen good control and spin from this bowler. Looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
The captain going with an aggressive field.
Final over in this innings. Plenty of wickets in hand, and it's going to need to be really accurate. Got to try and get it up into the block hole.
A brilliant throw-in from the deep caps off what was a fabulous piece of fielding.
Yes.
That's a
nice
tough
bowling.
call for the bowler. I thought that was there to be hit.
Wait.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Yes.
Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run.
Yes.
Nicely played. Perfect timing.
Keeper.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Nice bowling.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Perfectly timed.
You could see by how it whistled away to the boundary just how sweetly this was timed.
End of the over, 10 runs coming from it. The Indians are 130 for 2. We thought it might be a good pitch to bat on at the start of the day, and we were right. It was a long, hard slog from the bowlers, and now it's a big total to get these runs. This is a respectable total. If the bowlers can get firing and get some early wickets, this will be a difficult chase. Absolutely nailed it.
That's the start you want. Awesome shots, and it's flown over the boundary.
Sharma, I don't think, will be too happy with their bowler at the moment.
Yep.
Lovely shot. Good seam position, but over-pitched and got what it deserved.
What a lovely shot. Really good timing out of the middle, and it raced to the boundary.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball, and it'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
Got it! Yep.
It was in the air for a long time, but 4 bounced just inside the rope.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
It looked a pretty good delivery, to be honest. Umpire, though, has given it as a wide.
Yep.
Great shot through the gap.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right.
Yep.
A real beauty. Just times it so well.
One of those ones where you really have to make sure you watch it all the way onto the bat. Picked up the slower one nicely.
Back-to-back boundaries. The bowler will be searching for something now. Just a dot ball or two to settle things down.
Yep, yep.
Great shot. At least one on offer. Trouble. Oh, gone.
It's the sort of dismissal that sees the momentum swing back to the bowler. Gone, but not for many.
New batter comes to the crease. Never an easy time to come in after the fall of a wicket. Archer coming on, obviously hoping the pace will cause some trouble. Got all of it, and for 6.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant, and that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come. Drives and misses everything.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Yep.
That's great fielding. That ball was flying.
Good throw from the deep, on target. Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Timed that brilliantly.
Lovely shot. Gets on the drive, just powers that over the boundary. Wonderful timing.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key.
Yep.
Pulled in off the boundary rope. Good fielding out there.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
End of the over. 15 runs coming from it. The Super Kings are 39 for 1. Misses everything.
Bowling.
Well, that's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot, just not timing it at all. Poor play.
Yes, nice
That's a
bowling.
tough call for the bowler. I thought that was there to be hit.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here. Misjudged that. He takes a hit on the body. Needs a direct hit.
They were wise to the run there. Excellent call. It was off the pad and they got through quickly.
Yep.
Nice shot. Runs possible.
Yep.
Gone. Excellent catch close to the bat.
Two down, the long walk back to the pavilion for them. This could be a huge swing of momentum.
And with that wicket, we'll see a change out in the middle. Ali, whose first task is getting themselves settled. That's right off the meat of the bat.
Well, that was timed very, very well. Great shot, driven down the ground and flew over the boundary.
10 runs added in that over. The Super Kings are 49 for 2. Berendorf, the left armer, is coming on to bowl from the north end.
That was a tremendous delivery. Fizzed through to the keeper. No more short balls this over.
Ali takes guard. Been in pretty good touch lately. You wouldn't want to let them get away early with some easy boundaries.
White there.
Good shot. It's found the gap.
They make it home, but there should never have been the chance for a run out in the first place.
Waiting.
Taken. Good catch too, low to the ground.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game and will want to show everyone their strength. Good bit of timing there.
A brilliantly timed shot off the back foot. It just flew to the boundary for 6.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary.
Yep.
Easy catch. Didn't have to move, really.
Well, this is a fantastic wicket. Kept the runs down. Really didn't get settled. Looked to be in trouble, sadly, for most of the knock.
With the fall of that wicket, the new batter comes out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up. Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
It was in the gap, pretty much all the way along the ground to the boundary rope. Off to a good start now.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on.
Yep.
Thrashed away. What a shot.
They're the sort of shots that you just stand and admire. Gets onto the back foot and rolls the wrist to keep control and find the boundary.
The right armour is coming into the attack from the south end.
Wait there.
Yep. Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Confusion written on the batters' faces. A mix-up that almost led to a run-out.
Wait.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Wait. Yep. No.
Well, that would have been a very risky run. The right call was made in the end.
Oh my, that's just flown off the middle.
Just a little bit of room given. The power was immense. That has flown over the boundary.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket. Bowled him! Beauty, absolute beauty.
Starting to get really interesting now. That's the 5th wicket and a very frustrated person is heading back to the pavilion.
It's a long way to walk out here just to walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first one behind them and then push on.
That's it.
Oh boy, that's really high. This might be gone. And again, see you later. 2 wickets on the trot.
Really getting towards the tail enders now. 6th wicket gone. There's not a lot left in this lineup.
Jamieson comes out to bat in a bit of form. but it'll be interesting to see how they go today. Picks the gap perfectly.
A fantastic shot. Gets forward, head over the ball, and smashes that one away.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. Nicely played.
You give that much width and you're asking for trouble. That was so well timed and flew over the boundary.
Consecutive boundaries in this over. I wonder what plans they'll come up with to slow this batting. Middle that one, great timing.
That is a masterclass of batting. Reads the length, gets forward and dispatches that to the boundary.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come.
Well, that was a very solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot. That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That is an amazing half century, just mammoth stroke making. An impressive stint at the crease so far. Really good innings to bring up the half century. Impressive batting, and we'll want to push on from here.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
The Super Kings weren't given much of an opportunity. A very tidy over. Richardson from the south end. Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
Just missed the line, not the worst delivery, but that was dispatched with interest. Everyone just watched that in awe.
You can see how good this pitch can be for batting. You want the player coming forward, but it's a tight margin. Only a touch full and put away. Hit that hard, nailed it.
That was a massive shot, middled, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
What else do they have in their bag of tricks? Not much seems to be working at the moment. Huge shot. That's a massive shot. Just incredible.
Well, that was just textbook. Finds the space and power to lift that ball over the top, and it just keeps going.
Richardson shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots. Just need to tighten their areas now. That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Found the gap with ease. Wasn't the worst ball you'll see, but it still raced to the rope.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake. Times it nicely.
And that brings up the 50 partnership for these two.
Solid partnership, 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score. That's the 50 partnership between these two, gaining some momentum nicely for the team.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
Managed to find the gap beautifully. Not going to waste that opportunity as they head towards the 90s.
The left-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the north end. There'll be runs here. There'll be 1 run here for them.
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
He was just a little bit too full, and it was beautifully timed.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate? Wow, that's missed the lot.
Nice bowling.
Not a smart decision, you feel, not to run there. Mustn't have a lot of faith in their partner, if you ask me. Doing well to clamp down out there. 3 consecutive dots, and the batters have lost any momentum they might have had.
Great shot. At least 1 on offer.
Short and wide. Did well to get some bat on that.
5 runs added in that over. The Super Kings are 130 for 6. Archer back on now. Beaten on the drive.
Nice bowling.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Well placed. Should get a single.
And that marks the end of the match. The Super Kings have fallen short.
That always looked like a total. That would be tough to defend. They would have loved to have put up more of a fight, though, and in the end,